Okay, now we're going to revert the series. Aha, it tells me I can't revert the series, and that's because the reason it says that is that I check this button, which effectively reslices it. If you were to make the ROIs in this window, I believe the way it works is if we make that ROI, we close this, we reopen it, and we scroll down here, we'll see that ROI is still there. But if we were to reslice it and then make an ROI and close it and reopen it and reslice it by looking at it in the coronal view, that ROI is gone. So the only way to save those ROIs is to save them here. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we've reverted the series. We know we're going to trace this in the coronal view. I am going to go through and trace this slice by slice. It's going to take forever. I'm not going to record the whole thing. I'll try to record it in a couple of areas so you get a feel for how to do it. But the most important thing is when you start out is to scroll through the series and get an idea of where you're going to put those marks. Like here, this is all cavernous sinus, right? This is the nerve that passes through the cavernous sinus, which escapes me at the moment. And so when I get around to drawing this slice, I need to come up through here unless I want to keep any of those nerves, right? Okay, and down here, if you look, you have to almost imagine where the dura is right there. So the dura is going to go right through here, like this. Okay? All right. Again, you really need to do all this in one shot. If you have a hard time moving or deleting, like if I'm trying to delete this ROI to start over and draw just one, and I can't delete it, I'm hitting the delete key and nothing's happening. Click on the green part, move it, and then hit delete, and it will disappear. Okay, so again, we're going to start out by deleting all the ROIs or no ROIs, and then we're just going to go through and trace like we've been doing before. Whoops. Scroll to the beginning where you first see brain, right here. Okay, and we're going to go through and slice by slice. I don't even like that. Go a little closer. Okay. And I'm just using the arrow keys on the keyboard to figure out what I'm supposed to include. Okay, so I missed it on this one. This is why it takes so long. I'm going to go through here and I'm going to capture both of these like this. Okay? And I'm going to delete these points. Okay, so that's the slice. So this is slice 1, this is slice 2. And it takes forever. So this is probably, I wouldn't watch this entire video unless you really have a lot of time on your hands. And if you go through and watch this, you'll get an idea for how what the tolerance is. Okay, and we could be more inclusive, so we could get more of the pixels surrounding this, these lighter gray pixels. But the truth is that Osirix is going to have a hard enough time distinguishing the data we want from the data we don't. And what we're doing here by painting black, making these ROIs and then eventually painting black on the outside of them, is we're making it easier for Osirix to make the distinction. And so if you look at this straight line that's running up between these two sections of brain, that's the falx cerebri, right? And it is a different value than brain. And so ostensibly you would think that Osirix would be able to capture brain and not show you the falx. The problem is that the values are so close, All right, so the value of this, which is the Fox, is so close to the value here, which is gray matter, that it would pick this, it wouldn't be able to distinguish. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint black. We're going to, using the ROI, we're going to put black outside of the ROI and that way Osirix can just concentrate on the pixels which are inside the ROI, which is brain. Okay. There may be a better way to do this. There might be a way to automate it. I haven't found it if there is. So now what I'm going to do is, before I proceed, I'm going to scroll backwards and forwards a little bit to make sure that's brain, to see if that's brain. Okay, so it turns out that this whole line right here needs to be down here. Okay, and that this is the business that we're in, is by moving these things point by point. I realize it takes forever, but this is, again, the only way that I found to get a really exceptional brain model. And unfortunately, it's very easy to move the spline by accident. Okay. All right. So I think what I'll do at this point is I'll go ahead and stop this movie, and I'll pick it back up again in the middle as I'm tracing some of the other slices, so you can see what I'm picking up there. Okay.